God damn it, Carlos Prates. What happened? Jesus Christ. Well, welcome back to Technical Knockout, the MMA podcast. And today we are coming at you with 3 monumental fumbles in the 5th round in UFC history. And obviously this is inspired by Carlos Prates, who, as of maybe 45 minutes ago, completely fumbled in the 5th round against Garry. He was losing the fight. He hurt him in the 4th round. The 5th round, he hurt him really bad. And honestly, only needed one more punch, maybe a couple hammer fists, and he would have been looking at a 5th round TKO comeback, classic moment, crazy comeback, and a victory. But instead, he didn't pull the trigger, and he ended up losing a decision. So, without further ado, let's look at 3 examples of this happening. First, we're looking at Carlos Prates versus Garry, obviously, as that is what inspired this list. As I've just laid out, Garry was winning the fight. He was hand-checking the entire time to keep the distance. He was blasting head kicks to keep Carlos Prates' guard up. And then when Carlos Prates' guard was up, he would shoot for takedowns to keep him thinking the whole time. He fought a really good game plan. Hats off to Garry. Carlos Prates hurt him so bad in the 5th round, and one more punch would have got him out of there. But alas, he fumbled and did not pull the punch. He did not pull the trigger, and was not able to get Garry out of there, unfortunately. And goes back to the drawing board, gives the Fighting Nerds their first loss in the UFC. Heartbreaking performance, heartbreaking fumble. And 2 other examples that I have here, the first of which is Steve Erceg versus Alexandre Pantoja. This is another 5th round fumble in UFC history, a monumental fumble here. Steve Erceg was coming into this fight against the champion Pantoja, and nobody gave him a chance. This is his 3rd fight in the UFC, I want to say, maybe his 4th. And although he looked good up to this point, he hadn't even fought a 5-round fight. He hadn't fought a top 5 fighter. And it kind of felt like this was going to be an easy day at the office for Pantoja. However, it was not. Steve Erceg did a great job in the 2nd and 4th round in particular of crashing into the pocket with huge punches, meeting Pantoja's face-first approach with sharp elbows, and even having some success in the grappling exchanges as far as defending and being conscious the whole time against a really, really great grappler like Pantoja. That's a win in and of itself. However, in the 5th round, in a round where Pantoja went for a takedown and Erceg did a great job to defend it, and Erceg was starting to gain momentum on the feet, in a 5th round of a fight where it was 2-2, maybe 3-1, but 2-2 most likely. And Erceg had a fighting chance. If he wins this round, he wins the fight. In that round, Steve Erceg shoots for a takedown on the BJJ world champion in Pantoja. And of course, Pantoja reverses it and ends up on top position and grinds out the rest of the round there. It was a monumental fumble. Shooting for that takedown when you're about to win the fight, if you stay on the feet for the next 3 minutes or so, and losing the fight by decision instead, monumental fumble, and it makes the list. Last but certainly not least is Glover Teixeira versus Yuri Prochazka in the 5th round. Now this is an awesome fight. This is a great fight. Prates versus Garry wasn't a great fight. It was an entertaining fight. Erceg versus Pantoja was a great fight. It was a very technical fight. But Prochazka versus Glover Teixeira is one of the craziest fights in UFC history. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend you go and watch it now. But it was a war, back and forth throughout the fight. Glover started off really well, and then Yuri came back in the 3rd. 5th round, Glover hurt Yuri really bad with a huge right hand. Rocked him, had him stumbling to the cage, popped him again over there, and it looked like he had him dead to rights. A few more punches and he would have got him out of there. However, Yuri ducked his head down, as he does when he gets hurt. He does that a lot. And Teixeira went for the guillotine. He jumped the gilly. He was silly and he jumped the gilly, and it cost him the round. It didn't happen right there, but it let Yuri Prochazka get back into the fight eventually. And in the waning seconds of the fight, in the last 45 seconds or so, Garry grabbed Teixeira's neck in almost like a bulldog choke or a rear naked choke without the hooks, and he finished the fight with a submission there. And it looked like Teixeira definitely could have got that knockout if he would have landed a few more punches instead of jumping for that guillotine. And it is the same disappointing feeling that I felt today with Prates not going for that knockout. It would have put me in the green for this fight night. As far as the betting slip goes, I would have been 4-2, but instead we're 3-3. Unfortunately, Prates did not pull the trigger, and Erceg shot for the takedown, and Glover Teixeira jumped the gilly, and we just saw 3 monumental fumbles in the 5th round in UFC history. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. I wish I had something nicer for you, but this was what happened, and it hurts.